This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Last video we did was the first ride with the Insta360 X3 camera. And I was watching it during editing, and I said, well, it's not the greatest. But again, it was the first time taking it. We were just kind of learning it at the time. So I said, what can I do a little bit better? And I think a couple of things after watching that video. I thought the angle of the camera was fine for the most part, except for, towards the end, I think it cut off the top of my head a little bit. But the biggest issue I had was that the GoPro camera was picking too much of the other camera up. It was too far up on the height. I'm gonna turn over here. So what I thought I'd do is I'd attach the camera on the front handlebar extender, but angle it down. That's another e-bike. And so just taking a look at the front of the 360 camera. The 360 camera, I have it set up so that I can see myself on the screen about 3 minutes, and then automatically it'll shut itself down. It's still recording, but it saves on the battery because you don't have to. You don't have to have the display screen on the whole time. That'll save your battery. So it seems fine. So I don't think it needs to be as high up as I thought. We'll know for sure after this one. Now, the raw footage of the X3 is pretty bouncy once it's mounted onto the handlebar. However, the software takes out the bounce. Yeah, it's got a good stabilizer in the software itself. So, yeah, I'm confident that you could mount this on a handlebar and not worry about the bouncing. Can't say the same thing with other cameras. Some other cameras, you put it on the handlebar, you're going to be bouncing all over the place. So software stabilization, well worth it. Another thing that I thought wasn't as good is you don't need to see me 100% of the time. Having that picture-in-picture thing, watching me the whole time, not as necessary. I did that when I first started doing e-bike videos. I would use my cell phone over here and record myself, but of course very bouncy because there is no stabilization on that. Although I understand that the new Apple camera might have it. The Apple iPhone may have some stabilization now. So yeah, I don't think you need to see me the whole time. So maybe what we do, and of course editing is a lot of work too. When you're on the entire time, you have to kind of reposition the camera all the time, because as you make turns, the I don't know if it's a gyroscope or something inside the camera, it won't follow you. So you have to position it such that you kind of draw a frame around yourself, and then the camera will the software will process it, so it just keeps following you all the time, keeps you in the center. That's fine, but that's extra work in post-production. That one video, the first video we did of it, took me maybe 4 times as long, if not longer, than what a typical video would take me to make. So obviously that's not good. So we got to find ways to minimize that effort. All right, I'm going to go a little bit differently today here. I'm going to go up this path on the left side here. This brings you to the library. I have some DVDs to return. My wife took a couple DVDs out. And so she says, can you return them? I said, yeah. We could use the bike to return them. Why not? They have a drop-off box. All right, we got to come down here. They have a drop-off box here. I could do that. Now she was afraid that the DVDs might fall out of the case. Yeah, that's a concern. So what she did is she rubber banded the case to make sure if it loosens up in there, at least it stays in the case, and then they know that those DVDs belong to that case that we're returning. So I'm going to return it in the drop-off box there. How do you like that? Book drop-off lane. All right. So what I did is I strapped the DVDs onto the bungee cord in the back. There we go. All right, that's in there. All right, so now we got to get out of here. Now, these cameras don't do well in the dark, so we'll see how it comes out. Yeah, we made it. All right, there's a speed bump here. I will go over the speed bump. Okay, we made it through. How did we come in here? I think the path is off to the side. Let's go this way. I don't think we came through here. Did we come through here? See, this is my problem. I never know where I'm going. I don't know where I've come out of, where I'm going to. Did we come through here? Did we come through there? I don't think so. Nope. Where is the entrance to the thing? We gotta turn around. How do you like that? Oh, let's just go down. Oh, this is what was it, apartment building? Nope, can't do that. Gotta turn around. I don't make U-turns, as you know. Yeah, I saw that stop sign, but this is a parking lot inside a condo or apartment building, so it's not so bad. Okay, keep going. There we go. Yeah, if they slow down, then I have to slow down, and I can't balance well if I'm too slow, right? So I need them to keep going. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. All right, we got to find the entrance again. Where's the entrance? If we can't find the entrance, then I got to go off on the streets, and I don't want to do that. This is the problem. I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention where I came in, where I came off. Tough. Tough. All right, I think we came in from this side. Did we? Yeah, I think so. We coming through the parking lot? Let's check out the parking lot. Coming through here. Nope, does not come in through there. North entrance. Nope, not gonna do that either. Yeah, we're going around in circles here. Okay, now I know where it is. It's after this. It's right down this way. You gotta go through here and cut around this. How you doing?
Hey, it's a great path back here.
Yeah, I was looking for the entrance. All right. So yeah, if you don't know how to get to the place, you go to the wrong place, you can't find it again. Yeah, there we go. Cannot go through there fast, that's for sure. All right, so what were we talking about? Yeah, the angles seem fine, except towards the end it was cutting off my head. And that was the automatic function of it trying to follow me without making these turns because of some internal gyro thing or something that every time you turn, it changes the whole angle of everything and it no longer tracks you anymore. So you have to kind of give it these things called keyframes where you're telling it, okay, follow back over here or whatever. But if you draw a rectangle around you, it'll automatically track you and follow you. The only problem is it was cutting my head off. So I guess you do need a certain amount of headroom available in the shot, otherwise it will do that. Now I don't know whether I have enough on it right now. I might not have enough, or maybe I need to draw that box a little bit taller. Something. I'm just learning it, so I don't really know yet. I also felt that you don't need to see me the whole time, so I figured the best thing to do is okay, she's already seen me. Is to try to get some different other angles that you can watch. Now I'm not going to go back on the forest preserve here. I'm just going to go around here. Now I hear the squeaking again from the brakes. I do need to fix it. I think it just hasn't squeaked the last couple times after it was squeaking the one time. It's just an adjustment. I'm just too lazy to do it right now. Oh, let me tell you this. I did do one thing. I did put on the Magicycle skid plate. Now they include a couple screws and some washers, long washers and stuff. I don't know where that goes on. I'm looking, I said, there's no holes here to be able to put on a screw. I don't know why that's even there. And they give you some zip ties. The zip ties aren't long enough. So I put on my own zip ties, and it's on there. Maybe the next time I flip the bike over, I'll just show it to you. It wasn't worth recording it because it was just so confusing. There's no instructions. They don't tell you how to do it. But I know what it's supposed to cover, so I figured, well, I'll just do it my way. So next time I flip the bike over, I'll take a picture of it and let you see it. But the whole point of the guard is to protect the controller a little bit from dirt and sticks and whatever might pop up and hit it, and it protects the wires underneath. The wires are totally exposed underneath, and you figure all the dirt and the grime and the things that pop up from riding, if you have branches, twigs, whatever, it can hit that as well. So putting this guard on it essentially will stop that from happening. It's easy. It's just zip ties, essentially. And I would not use the things that they give you. I don't know where you put it. They give you two long screws, two long not washers. What would we call those things? Like I don't know, like plastic things you put the screws through, and then a couple of washers. And so there's nowhere to connect it to. There's no holes down there. So I don't even know why you have that. I think zip tying it is your best bet. Okay, let's stop here. I'm going to change the angle of this camera. I have the 360 selfie stick here. And I also have, this thing here. This is the lens hood. It's lens guard. It's not really a hood. I got so much stuff in here now, I can't find anything. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this whole thing apart. I was trying my best to go around the bungee cord so I didn't have to deal with it. Alright, where's all my stuff? I got too much stuff in here now. Here we go. Oh, this is my Ebikes bite lock. Alright, so we're going to try something different. I'm going to stop this recording for a second. You might be able to still see it on the GoPro camera. I'm going to take it off of the thing here. I'm going to remove this mount. Now you take a look at this mount here. This gives you a double clamp. So I'm going to put one clamp on. Well, let's do this. Let's get rid of this thing first. Let's put this back on here. This keeps the bag from rolling side to side. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the clamp on over here. Maybe like this. Loosen this up a little bit. I'm going to take this ball thing off of the camera. Let's stick that in here too so we don't lose it. And then I'll attach the selfie stick. I must have hit some button here, which I don't want to do. Yeah, you can't accidentally hit things, otherwise things get messed up. And let's see what kind of mode we're on. Yeah, 360 mode. Yeah, let's do a 360 mode. Oops. Okay, so then I'm gonna attach the selfie stick right here and tighten this part down. Let's see if I could actually angle this more. I think I could use the bag to support the selfie stick. Yeah, that'll be good. So tighten that up. Make sure everything else is tight. I'm gonna pull the selfie stick up here. And I don't think I need that long. Let's try that. Let's hit the record button on here. So it's recording. I can angle. Yeah. Well, we'll see how this works out. I don't know if you can tell, but here's what it looks like. Let me use the GoPro to show you. So now you can see that this camera here is actually on an angle. It doesn't matter that that lens shoots 360 degrees, so you still see me in the camera, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how you shoot it. All right, let's see how I'm gonna mount the bike. How am I gonna do that? That's sticking away, so I'm gonna have to put my leg through the middle. Okay, now this is a mid step, but I'm gonna tell you, it's hard to step through the mid step. I usually swing my leg over the top. All right, so now, if this is doing it correctly, we should be able to see the back shot of me riding forward. Getting off this bike is gonna be interesting. I gotta remember I have a camera attached there. I can't swing my bike, I can't swing my leg over it. Otherwise, we're gonna have troubles. So I have to remember. Okay, there we go. So now we got a camera behind me, mounted on the selfie stick. I'm looking in the back just to make sure, kind of looking back there. I can't see the camera, I can't see the selfie stick, but we know it's there. Let's see if this angle's any good. If this comes out good, that might be the preferred way to shoot. I don't think you really need to see me, to tell you the truth. I mean, unless you really like to see my face. I think what you like to really see is someone riding the bike, maybe this forward facing direction shot might be good. And because it's in the back there too, I could show you shots from things behind me or to the sides of me too. Like these guys playing pickleball. I could put a key frame there, have the camera angle towards that area when I'm passing that, and then angle it back. So that was the whole point of this 360 degree camera, to give me some options of view besides always showing you a forward view from the GoPro. Now I've been putting them in as like a picture-in-picture type of shot on the thing, but maybe I'll cut away directly to the 360 camera. Now the 360 camera shoots at, I think they said 5.2K at 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second. I have it for 30 frames a second. And but because it crops and everything, you know, it's like 5.2K with both cameras or both lenses on and recording all around. But by the time you're just showing one area, it's not really 5.2K anymore. It's a lot lower resolution than that. But if you upscale it along with the rest of the things that you do with like the GoPro, I'll upscale it to 4K. Now, image quality wise, it's still not going to be as good as maybe the GoPro version, I think. But you got to play games with it. Now, I have noticed this: the Apple computer that I use is an older one. It is the one that looks like a little garbage can, little cylinder. That's the desktop computer. At one time, that was their top desktop computer, but it's like over 10 years old now, something like that. I had bought it used. The guy never really used it. He was going to use it to do diagnostics in fixing other Apple computers, but he never did it. He was a student of mine from my photography school. So he sold it to me so I could use it at the school, and I used it for several years, and of course, now it's been several more years outside of the school. So it's an older processor. It doesn't process as fast. And overall, I think it processes faster on my MacBook Pro laptop. So so I have to do processing on the laptop, but I upload from the desktop. I typically edit from the desktop as well. So I'll do the editing on the desktop, take the whole thing out because I put it on a external SSD drive, solid state drive. Then I take that and I move it to the laptop. Then I process the whole thing on the laptop so that it actually renders the entire video. Then I take that video out again, put it back to the laptop or to the desktop, and then I upload from the desktop. It's kind of a weird way of doing it all, but it is the only way I can do it and still have at least some decent power. So the desktop is fine in terms of setting up your edits. It just can't render as fast. All right, I think we'll go to the forest preserve. Let's see how things look like. I think by now things should be dried out. I didn't want to go yesterday because it had rained the day before, which was Halloween. I mean, it was very light drizzle. It wasn't really heavy rain or anything, but enough to get everything wet. So I didn't want to go on leaves that might be wet for fear of sliding out. Should be okay by now, I tend to think. So today is, what is today? Wednesday. Yeah, I don't follow what days things are anymore because I just don't have too much of a reason to other than my uploads. So let's see. Thursday's video would have been the video about the batteries, whether you can charge up to 70%, or should you lower it to 70%. And then Saturday's video would have been the first ride with the 360 camera. And, I'm still debating whether I'm going to release that because it doesn't really look that great. in my opinion. Maybe we'll replace that video with this one. So if I make the decision and decide to leave it, you'll see it on Saturday. If you don't see it and you see this video on Saturday, then you know that I've decided not to show it. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest. I looked at it and I says, I could do better than that. They put some new blacktop or something. I don't think it's new blacktop. I think it's just wet. I think the ground was just wet over there because it doesn't get much sun. It's all it's all in the shade, and because it's all in the shade, it was just all wet. All right. We'll wait for traffic to go on, and then we'll move. This is where having a throttle helps. It definitely helps. All right. So anyway, yeah, we'll see if I show it to you or I don't. I may just scrap that video. All the geese are out here again. This is a favorite spot for the geese. I don't know if the camera angle is enough in the back there. We shall see. I won't know until I get home. That's the problem with this. As you're experimenting with new cameras and camera angles, you won't know until you get it back on that computer and look at it. Because that 360 camera, you know, the thing that they show you as a preview screen, it's vertical, but obviously I want a horizontal. I can't see how wide it really goes based on that vertical. So who knows? All of this may be worthless, but then again, it might be perfectly fine. So, oh, by the way, if you're able to see my back, which I'm sure you will be, this bag on the side here, this is what's holding my digital audio recorder now. I used to have that clipped to my belt on another case, but it kept pulling my pants down. I said, I gotta find something better. Then I remembered I had this case that I used to use with my iPad mini. I said, hey, that case could hold it. So I just cross that across my body with the strap, and then hang it, and it works perfectly fine. Now, over a long period of time, would that tire out my shoulder? Maybe. But the recorder's not that heavy. It's less than, I think it's less than a pound. All right, we're gonna cross the infamous hill test, but we all know that this does pretty good. This came in second in our test, but again, you're talking less than like 0.3 miles per hour difference compared to Ocelot Pro. So to me, it's essentially the same. All right, we'll hit them up with the bell. Yeah, with the bell, they can hear it from a distance. And I know on the camera, it looks like I'm way of a distance, but I'm not that far, really, when I hit the bell. But I do give them a little time to react. All right, so we'll just pedal and throttle 100%. Let's see how fast we get up here. We're at 16.6 miles per hour, 15.7, 15.5, 14.5, 13.9. So 13.9 pedaling and throttling. What were we doing before? Was it like 13, something like that? We gained like 0.9 to help it out by pedaling. And we had a running start. Typically at the end of that bridge, I would stop and then I would just throttle up it to see how it goes, but yeah, it still does pretty good. Now, long range hill test is actually better, but you know, we're here in Chicago. We don't have that many hills. This is about the most we're gonna get, and it's just because we're on this path. Keep right. Keep right. Keep right while you're still on the path. That's what they mean. Yeah, so the weather right now is about, where are we at? We're at just shy of 70 degrees, I believe. Maybe 68, 69, something like that. It won't peak out past, it won't go past 70 degrees today. So I've waited, it is now 1:18 in the afternoon. I've waited a little bit of time before heading out. Because I don't want to go out early in the morning anymore because it's too cold in the morning. So it's afternoon only now on the ride. All right. I think this area is the noisiest. You hear the tires from the cars. It's just really kind of loud. Now, I mentioned on the other video that would have been on Saturday if I decide to release this one instead on Saturday. But if I leave it, you would have heard it already. But I've been watching various YouTube videos on people's rides through Ragbri. Ragbri is the ride that goes across Iowa, through the state of Iowa. Okay, and these guys are working on the road. I think rather than crossing there, I'm going to cross this way. But I don't think we're going to move until we know who has what right of way. Okay, we'll just wait. Yeah, because those guys are working. Now, here's where the 360 camera would help me. Because I can show you that angle, but the GoPro angle is straight ahead. I could turn my head and see it. You can't see anything, though. So, yeah, let's move up here and hit the button. This is where I can show it to you on that camera, because it's mounted up there. I could just change the key frame and let you see it without having to angle the GoPro camera or put a camera on the helmet, which is, I think, is kind of a hassle, quite frankly, because every time you turn your head, it's a different angle all the time. It's not good. So I'm hoping that this 360 camera gives me the ability to do that, as long as it's mounted on there. The only, like I said, the only issue I can see really is make sure these left turning guys don't turn into me. I gotta wait until the crosswalk thing shows up. This way I could just change the angle of the camera through the keyframe and then do it in post-production rather than having to physically change the angle of a camera. It makes you more conspicuous, though, I'll say that, because you got this camera now hanging off the back of your bike. And I've got this bee who wants to get me. Let's hope he doesn't sting me. I'm stuck here, I can't go. Yeah, this is a problem when you have insects going after you and you're stuck here, you can't move because you're waiting for traffic to go and you're hoping not to get stung. All right. But yeah, you're more conspicuous because the camera's kind of like sticking way out now. But what I like about it is sticking behind me. So it's not to the side of the bike. It's not to the side of the bike, which means then I could sideswipe somebody with the camera. You don't want to do that, right? See all the leaves that are down here because it's a lot of trees here. Nothing gets blown off, obviously, so it's just a ton of leaves. This is where the slippery part would be. We'll get off of this in a minute. And again, typically something like that, I don't want to pedal it. I want to be as smooth as I can to get over it, and the fastest and easiest way to do it would be with a throttle. Okay, so they've cut this off so cars can't go through it. See that? They want cars to stop there because they're doing some type of construction. Obviously, bikes can go through that. I don't know if they want you to, but really, how else would you get to the other side if you can't get through? All right, we'll take the long route. Hey, did I show you guys the other side of the long route? I haven't shown it to you that often. Yeah, let's do that today. Something different. Since this ride is not that different, we've done this many, many times. Let me show you the other side. Might be interesting for you. Now that guy has a motorized bike. Now I don't think that would be legally allowed here. That's gas powered. You can hear it. I can smell it. I can smell the gas. That would not be allowed on Bussy Woods. So whereas the woman said, you know, no motorized vehicles on the path, that would not be allowed by our laws here in Illinois. This bike would be allowed because it's an e-bike. I wouldn't call that an e-bike. He put it on a bike, but it's not electric powered, it's gas powered. He revved it up a little bit as he passed me. Now that kind of bike would go faster than this bike. But he's got to pay for gas. I don't. Okay, I got to pay for electricity. I think my electricity is less money than his gas. So I think if this works out, I think what I would do, maybe get a shot of me, the forward view of me, maybe like in the beginning, stop, reposition the camera, and then put the selfie stick on the back of the bike. Maybe that's the best way. We'll see. We'll see what the thing looks like. Okay, so we take a left here. Now, I remember coming down this path before. I saw a couple of deer. There's a deer and a mother deer and a baby deer. And then they saw me. Of course, they always stop. They look at you. Then they ran off. See, now these stop signs, with the 360 camera, I could show you that too. Hopefully I'll remember to do it. It's just a lot of work in the editing. With the stop sign, you can see it's just parking lot area. If there's no cars around there, is it worth stopping? That's always the question. I guess legally, yeah, you're supposed to stop. No matter if there's anybody there or not, but come on. Rolling stop would be fine on that. So I've been watching people's ride on Ragbri, and it's fun to watch, but I know I probably would never be able to do it because, you know, everything is, the riding part may not be so bad for me, but after we stop, you know, the long lines waiting to get to the washroom, the long lines waiting to get to the food, the long lines waiting to get to your tent, all that kind of stuff, you know, and then having to walk a distance to go to wherever you're eating, that would be hard for me. The walking, believe it or not, is the hardest part for me. I can walk short distances, but I can't walk long distances. You know, if you make me walk more than 2 blocks, I'm hurting already. And it's usually hurting in the hips and sometimes in the knees, but my left knee is better now. It's not so bad. The right knee hasn't been done, so if I hurt, it could be hurting there, but the hips feel it, and I think that's because of the weight. So yeah, go on a diet helps out a lot, but easy to say than to do sometimes. So this is a different area. I haven't taken you guys out here that often. I did it last year quite a bit. Not this year though. And we have so many new subscribers now that some of the guys, anything I do is new to you because if you're a new subscriber, right? So this thing just kind of ends here, goes around in a circle, comes back out. So this is all gated off here, ecological restoration project. All right, there you go. This is the one area I don't usually take you to because it doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of goes in a circle and comes back out. But hey, you know, good to try it out on the camera. I see the camera is bouncing quite a bit. I'm going to see how that affects us. All right, maybe I should reposition the camera again. Okay, we'll get away from all these guys here, and we'll reposition the camera. Yeah, see, the thing is that there's no way for me to know it's bouncing because it's behind me, but I saw it in the shadows. If it's bouncing, no matter what stabilization you have, if that much of a bounce, it's not going to look good. So I'll have to change it. Let's just pull off to the side here. It's a nice curb for me to get off of here. The thing is, I usually would swing my leg over, but I have to step through it. Okay, let's do this. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. I think it slid itself up. Let's hold the selfie stick this time. I'm just going to keep it running. It's a little bit easier in editing, I think. All right, so we'll get started first. It's like jousting. So here's an overhead view. A little higher up angle. See how that looks. This is where having a throttle helps out when you're doing shots like this. Or I could do this, where you can see me. You can see me doing it, but I'm not pedaling. Yeah, holding a sword like you're jousting. Let's go back up. Now all these angle changes will have to happen in post-production. That's the only way to do it. She's taking pictures with her phone. I'm taking pictures with these cameras. All right, I think that's good enough. I'm gonna reposition again. Hold on. I'm just gonna let it run. Disconnect the selfie stick. And well, maybe it's better to get off to do this. I need the clamp as well. I'll leave it run anyway. It's easier to let it run because then it's the adjusting of lining things up. It's easier then. I'll just put the camera down, clamp this up. Let's see, how did I do that? Let's do it this way. So what I'm doing is I'm clamping this to the extension rod thing, extension handlebar thing. Oh, but I'm gonna bring it all the way down. And then I'm gonna take this one off. And then I need the other attachment again. See all the headaches you gotta go through just to get shots? It's a lot more work than you think. Alright, so we'll attach this part. I don't know if it's still recording or not. I heard a noise out of it. Somehow it stopped recording. Now it says start recording. I don't know if it recorded then. Let's stop for a second here. Let me check the footage here. How do you get the next video? 2 or 3. All right, let me look a little bit at this video. Let's see if it shows anything. So what I'm doing is I'm reviewing footage, and as you can see, I can change angles as well. You see? The only thing I can't do is I can't fast forward. You can see me struggle trying to figure out how to get onto the bike. What I'm looking for right now is I'm looking to see if it bounces. How bad the bounce is. So you can see here I can rotate the angles any way I want to see it. You see? Forward views, back views, and of course you don't see the selfie stick because there's that blind spot. It's actually better if it's slightly more to an angle because all you see is the back of me. So we could have done better, I think. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so I think what I'll do is let me change the mode. Maybe not. Let's just leave the mode. All right, so now I gotta clip this back on here. Oops, I think I turned it off by accident. Did I? No, I just paused it. Yeah, you gotta be careful what you're pushing on this camera. All right, let's get back on. That was a lot of effort, huh? Now, I'm not straight. I don't think it really matters. To tell you the truth, I think even if it's off by a little bit in the software, you can fix it up anyway. Yeah, I think my light is out. I gotta charge it up. Oh well. Okay, let's, while I'm stopped, let's check out the digital audio recorder. Still running. Gotta make sure the batteries are still there. Okay. Off we go. So let's record. Okay, so now we're recording again in the forward view. Well, not forward, but now you see me again. Yeah, I think that angle wasn't that great. I think it does have to stick out to the side to a certain extent. Otherwise, all you see is my back. I think you need to see like the side of the back and the side. So, you may not be able to use that. So let me talk about this editing from the last time I took this camera out on its first maiden voyage. I felt that you see a little bit too much of me. I don't think you need to see me the entire time. So I think letting the camera record and then just using snippets of portions, so to speak, of the ride in different angles might be a better use of its abilities. I also wanted to use it so you can see me riding, so you can see this forward view of me, and then also I can hold the camera on a selfie stick. You can see me riding on a, side view as well. You've never seen that before, so that's why I bought this camera. So for those of you who have YouTube channels or have hopes to open up a YouTube channel, or just, you just maybe want to record your own rides for fun, here's another camera option for you. Could you use this to replace the GoPro? Yeah, I think you could, actually. But the GoPro has better resolution in the long run. Oh, what's going on here? All right, well, it's repairs, or what are they doing? Cutting things down or something. Yeah, we don't see vehicles out here that often. Yeah, if you see vehicles on the bike path, something's up, right? All right. So yeah, you'll see that sometimes I throttle, sometimes I pedal. I also noticed too, constant view of me is boring. Well, at least for me. I'm sure you probably think the same thing too. Better to see different angles. So I'm going to try editing that a little bit today to show you different angles. Alright, let's head out of here. I'm going to head this way. I'm going to show you the shortcut that I found out. We take it this way. Let me see. I always got to see which way the direction the traffic's moving first, so I know which way to go. think our best bet is to turn. The thing is, you always have to watch traffic before you do it. People sometimes don't know that you're coming in. And they'll run you over if you're not careful. Run you right over. Hit the button there. Today's actually a pretty good day. It's about 70 degrees out. I have my Fisherman's Life sweatshirt on. I've got my safety vest on, gloves, long pants, no hat, just a helmet. Alright, so there's right turning guys there. So the second car, third car are turning right. Hopefully they see me because I'm going to be going across, hopefully before they get there. But of course this lady has now eaten up my opportunity to do that. So this guy is just going to go. We're just going to let him go. Because that lady took that opportunity, I can't cross. I don't want to jam up the traffic, so I'm letting them go first. Hand signals. What is that, like come here or go there? No, sometimes you got to use the hand signal to let them know go. Don't wait for me. All right. So I'll show you a shortcut. Getting out of that area, heading back onto street areas and residential areas. Yeah, you just cut through the shopping center here. Cut through the shopping center, head back off onto the side streets. I used to go down the main road to get back to side streets. Then I found this shortcut. If you cut through the shopping center, first off, it's actually safer for me. I'm not on the road with guys going 40 miles an hour. Cut through the side street here, and then it empties you back out onto the residential area. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit to find different paths, different ways to go. It goes off to the left side. That's a major street, so you don't want to be on that. So I saw this side path right here. I said, hey, where's this lead? I was thinking this is just going to get to the back of these shops. Sure, it does. But it also goes into the side area where you can get into the side streets. So now if I ever want to get off of that path and want to get back onto the side roads, this is what I take. Alright, so this battery is now showing 38%. Now we know that the percentage doesn't mean anything because we found out later that you know, it doesn't go to 0%. I think it goes to, what was it, about 11 or 12%, and then it dies. So now I'll have to charge this battery up again because I'm past the 70% level. So the question again, is it okay to charge up to 70%? I don't even know how you would know when you hit 70%, unless you put it back on your bike and then check it. Is it better to charge up or ride it down to 70%? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the dilemma. We don't know that. Yep, gotta buy some chapstick. The wind dries my lips out. I had chapstick, but I've run out. Alrighty, I think we've done enough. I'm gonna head out of here. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think of the new camera, what angles you think would be interesting to watch. Let me know that too. We have to do a little bit of experimenting to find out what's good, what's bad, right? But I appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you guys next time.